First speaker is Poorna Balaji, PhD scholar at ATRI.
You live in a city, it's a Sunday, and you're excited about taking part in the neighborhood corporate citizenship tree planting initiative. You go, plant a tree, and talk about the goodness of this initiative while eating a samosa. Come back home and feel virtuous about having done your bit for the environment. And on Monday, carry on with life as usual. Now, imagine you're a subsistence farmer. The nearby Sal forest patch that you access to collect firewood has become an alumina refinery operated by a large aluminium company. The government wants to plant trees as a measure to compensate for the forest that was lost to the refinery. And the government wants to plant trees on your land that was being prepared to grow ragi this season. What do? My research unpacks the consequences of planting trees, specifically planting trees as a measure to increase or maintain forest cover. In 2013, the mineral-rich state of Odisha reported a 1,444 square kilometer increase in forest area under the category open forests. I decided to zoom in to see for myself what these forests look like on ground. Where are they planted? What species are they? And most importantly, what does planting trees mean for the people that live in the area? I studied sites where the government had compensated with trees for forests lost due to mining. I spent time talking to people that live in the area to understand how they cope with this change. I even walked through these forests to measure tree girth, tree height, and understand what species were planted. All trees were planted on land cultivated by subsistence farmers. This has forced people to migrate to urban areas as laborers, sharecrop with people who have official land holdings, and some others to intensify older activities such as making bricks to earn money. Krishna Chandra Jodia lost de facto rights over 5 acres of his shifting cultivation land. He worriedly told me, "My 16-year-old son has gone to Kerala to undertake coolie work. He doesn't even have an ID card. I've started making more bricks during the dry season, and my wife now goes to distant forests to collect more firewood to fire the brick kilns. Before, we needed money only to buy salt. Now, we need money even to buy ragi." Many in the community echo, "Where we used to grow several cereals, now stands a single species, teak. Doesn't give us anything to eat. They could have at least planted fruit trees." As I walked measuring these teak trees, it is apparent that the overall condition of the 15-year-old plantation is poor. The trees are thin and not as tall. It's also evident that the trees are regularly cut. People blamed each other and the government for this. They said, "The government doesn't give us any money to protect these trees." Planting trees has further marginalized poor communities by compromising their rights and has only resulted in growing dreary, unhealthy teak trees. But unlike the trees that are planted in the cities that probably never grow up to become trees, these trees become so-called forests with only one tree species that compensate for forest lost elsewhere and even make it to statistical figures. So, the next time you read about an increase in forest cover or are invited to plant a tree, please do think about what lies behind the facade. Thank you.